everybody, my name is Mars, you can call me MG if you'd like, and it is currently about 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, and I have decided to start a vlog because I am in like a cleaning, decluttering type of mood. I always get this way at the beginning of spring, and I know spring is still a little bit further off, but we have been getting a little bit warmer out, even if we have still also been getting a lot of snow, and so it's just putting me in the mood to kind of like refresh things. So I've decided to take you guys along for the ride as I get stuff done over the next like 2, maybe 3 days. So I have just gotten home from work and changed into, I'm actually in my pajamas already. And I was like, you know what, let me start this vlog and then I will work on getting stuff done. I think what I'm going to do tonight is start in the kitchen. So first thing, I'm gonna put some soup in the microwave because I don't feel like actually cooking anything right now, but I do need to have dinner. And then I'm going to, while that is in the microwave and also after I'm done eating, take care of all of the things that I need to get done out in the kitchen. So I have dishes to put away, probably gonna wipe down some surfaces. Ooh, I got the hiccups, ah. I also have 2 boxes of pastries that my grandmother ordered me from a catalog. I should probably call her, actually, before I do anything else. So I'll call my grandmother and then get started on all of this. But I have to figure out what I'm doing with those pastries. If they need to be, like, stored in the fridge or what have you. I'll probably have one for dessert later on. Very much looking forward to that. Yeah. Gonna get all the kitchen stuff done. And then probably work my way back to the front of the house, so like then do anything I want to do in the bedroom and then come into here. I think today is just going to be cleaning, and then tomorrow I don't have work until 3, so I might do some decluttering. I've been looking at my clothes and I know there's some things in there that I don't wear, so I might do a not like comprehensive declutter, but like a nice first pass, and then later on, a couple of weeks from now probably, I can do a more in-depth declutter and get rid of more things. But yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So I am gonna get going on it and take you guys along with me. Does anyone have any advice on how to fold a fitted sheet? Because, like, I can do it, I just feel like I could be doing it better. You know? They're just tricky. So, let me know if you've got any tips or tricks on how to neatly fold a fitted sheet so that it's not all lumpy and misshapen. Okay, it is now 7:30 and I put away the dishes, I wiped down kitchen surfaces, I did eat my soup. It was pretty good. It was Campbell's chunky creamy chicken noodle, something like that. I don't know. Um, then I put away those fitted sheets. Not all of them were fitted sheets, but the bedding that my boyfriend washed while I was at work, so now that's all folded and put away. And then I also vacuumed my office because for some reason, especially like under my desk, just so much like lint and dust collects. And it's just like little clumps of dust bunnies that I have to vacuum up way more often than anywhere else in the apartment, and I don't understand why. But I did vacuum that. I also vacuumed off like the bottom shelves of my bookcase because those also like collect dust and stuff way faster. There's a plane going by. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys can actually hear it. I never know what gets picked up on my phone microphone and what doesn't. But I think the last thing I'm going to do for tonight is do some book reorganizing because I am running out of room on these shelves, so I have to do something about it. And then also, my TBR cart is getting quite messy because I keep picking up books from little free libraries. I just grabbed another one today, and just a little bit of an update, I guess. If you saw my every book on my physical TBR video that I posted in December, I think I had like 64-ish books on my physical TBR, and I have read some. I've read like 5 or 6 books for my physical TBR, not nearly as many as I wanted to, but there's another plane going by. I've been making great use of my library in these first couple months of the year. But even despite having read several, I now have over 80 books on my physical TBR. So, that is not great. I am still doing Herkyed, and that is my main focus for reading right now. My number one focus is Herkyed because that ends in June. June is the last month, and I do want to complete it. My secondary focus, which is going to be like a main but not number one focus for the whole year, is continuing series and completing series. But after Herkyed, I think my main focus, like my number one focus, is going to be reading from my physical TBR, which most of it is actually standalones, but not all of it. You know what? Let me just show you actually my shelves and my TBR cart and talk you through what I'm gonna be doing tonight. And it's going to be the last thing I do tonight before I wind down because it's going to take me a hot minute to do all of this. So let me just show you what I'm doing. So we are on my floor behind my chair right now. Like you can see, that's literally the floor. But this shelf, I've decided I'm going to move my manga from here out into the living room to go on my boyfriend's shelves because he has a lot of open space and it can just go with his manga out there. He has got like 50% books, 50% manga, and I think that would look nice, and then that would clear up like what is that, half, maybe 2/3 of a shelf, and that'd be great. Then I can take this small contemporary books section and move it over there, and it'll give my sci-fi paranormal shelf a little bit of more breathing room. And then I'm going to take some books off of this miscellaneous fantasy shelf to put in the new gap, because you can see like The Night and the Moth shouldn't be facing out. I've also got Tress and the Emerald Sea, Tress of the Emerald Sea. I think I said and. I think it's of. I don't really know. Like back there on top of some books, and it just looks like a huge mess, and I can do better. So that is step 1. Step 2 is going to be fixing this. So right now, these 4 books are for Herkyed. They're the last of the physical books that I have to read for Herkyed, not including the ones that are on my March TBR, because I have my March TBR on a little table next to my desk. These books back here are books in series where I'm not yet up to that, or in the case of these 2 specifically, I want to reread the first book in the series before I get to these ones. And then all of these, including the ones underneath Amari, this is the book that I got out of a little free library on my way home from work, all of these are first books in series. So as you can see, I don't have a lot of room for those, and I'm probably going to move them to be along this back part instead of along the side. This is a random nonfiction book that didn't fit anywhere else. This is a box set that didn't fit anywhere else, so it's just stressing me out a little bit, and I need to fix it. So that is my plan. I'm gonna do some reorganizing and hopefully make this a little bit neater. so that for the time being, it doesn't stress me out to look at, and then it would be easier to keep like organized as I continue to take more books off and put more books on, hopefully doing more of taking books off to read than putting more on, because honestly, I'm not sure I can fit very many more books on this cart. So here's how all of these shelves turned out. Very, very happy about these. I like that Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows get a little bit of a spotlight, at least until I put more books on this shelf, because I absolutely adore those. And if you're wondering, the missing spot right there is for, what is that book called? The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd Jones, but I will be rereading that in March. So that's why there's a little bit of a gap there. I definitely made sure to leave room, because if I didn't, and then I had to put a book back, I would have been upset. So we swing around here to my TBR cart. Does this look any better? Maybe, maybe not, but it is slightly more functional. So I moved the 4 Herkid books here. These 3 books, this bright green one and the 2 next to it, are for a vlog that I probably won't be doing until like October, but I still separated them out because I know I want to do a vlog with those books. And then this one here and all of these ones are those series books that I don't, like I can't read yet because I'm not up to them, or I have to reread the first one in order to move on with the series. And then back here, we have all of my first books in series plus this box set, because technically one of them is the first book in a series, and then it's just also the second book. So it still is quite packed, but I am going to try to make an actual effort not to bring home more books until I read more of these, even if I have to, I don't know, change the route that I take to and from work so I don't walk past any little free libraries. If that's what it takes, I'm gonna do it. So that is enough work for tonight. My head kind of really hurts right now, so I'm going to take some Tylenol and I think just sit in bed and read for the rest of the night. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, friends. It is just about 10 a.m. on Thursday. My hair is still a little bit damp from my shower, but that's fine. This morning, I am going to declutter my clothes very lightly. I don't think I'm going to do any major decluttering, but if I can pull like 5 items to unhaul and donate, then that will be a success in my book. I don't have any cardboard boxes in my house right now, which is a shock because we love having cardboard boxes around for the cats because they love the cardboard boxes, but it seems we do not. Well, we have 1 cardboard box, but it is already full of random miscellaneous items that I have decided to declutter over the past couple of weeks, and we just haven't taken it to the thrift store. So I have like a little plastic crate that I'm going to use to put these clothes in that I'm getting rid of, and they can live there until I get a cardboard box. I do have work at 3 o'clock today, and Thursdays are when we get our trucks, so maybe I can get a box from that. That would be quite good timing. So that is the plan. I'm going to sit here at my desk for a little bit longer because I still have about half of my morning tea, but then once I'm done with this, I will get going on looking through my clothes. I have a dresser which has all of my bottoms, well, except for 2 pairs of pants that I like to hang up instead of fold, just because of the material, but like all of my other pants and everything are in there. All of my sweaters, my t-shirts, and undergarments, but I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any of those, but that's also in the dresser. I have a clothing rack that I take up about like a third of, and then my boyfriend has about 2/3 of it on there because he hangs up all of his shirts. I just have like crew necks like this, and I've got button downs hanging up on there, that sort of thing. And then I also have a few things hanging up in the closet just to keep them safe from my cats, because Chloe specifically is a little bit of an attacker when it comes to things dangling. So I just have them in there to keep them safe, but also keeping them in there means that I kind of forget about them and I don't really wear them, so I can kind of assess if I even want to keep them. So we'll see. I'm gonna finish my tea first and then I'll get going on that, and then I will come back and show you all of the things and explain why I no longer feel like I need them in my closet and my life. Okay, friends, I'm sitting on the floor because this is just the easiest place to set up, but I ended up with a lot more clothing to get rid of than I thought I would. So we're just gonna go through each piece. So this is a shirt. It's like a pajama top, I think, but it's got like a fake knit Christmassy pattern with these penguin owl creatures on it. And I, for the longest time, would wear this every single Christmas, but I haven't worn it the past 3-4 years, and I just don't need it. I don't need to have a dedicated Christmas shirt, especially if I'm not going to wear it. So that can go. It is very soft, but I don't like wearing long sleeves to bed, so I'm not even going to use it as a pajama top. There's no reason for me to keep it. And also with pajamas, I've got these Christmassy Star Wars pants. I just have a different pair of pajama pants that I prefer, and I don't really need to, especially because these ones are like not thick, but the material makes me very warm, which is great when I'm just like lounging in my pajama pants, but when I'm actually going to sleep, it's too warm, so I don't need to keep them. I don't think I'm gonna say that after every item, but I might, we'll see. I then have 2 t-shirts. So this one is from a concert my dad went to, and he got me a shirt from it. I keep my t-shirts folded like this in the drawer, so that's why they're like this. From Todd Rundgren's Utopia, my dad's favorite band, but I wasn't at that concert, so I don't know why he got me a t-shirt. I don't listen to Todd Rundgren or Utopia. I probably know a few songs just because my dad's favorite, but not something that I go out of my way to listen to, even though I do really like classic rock. And also, I don't like this material, so I never wear this, so I can pass it on. And similarly, I never wear this shirt. This is from when I went to KCON in 2018. KCON, if you don't know, is a convention that celebrates K-pop music, Korean food, K-dramas, that sort of thing. And I've only went the 1 year in 2018, and they were out of like any of the merch that was branded about the like K-pop groups that were there, which several of my favorites were there. Stray Kids was there, Red Velvet, Promise 9. Loved the experience, but I just got this shirt because it was like the only shirt they had left by the time I went to the merch stand, and I don't wear it. I do still have a tote bag because I think they gave you like a free tote bag with every like merch purchase. So I do still have that tote bag, and that can be my physical manifestation of the memory of that event, which I'm just now realizing was almost 8 years ago. That's terrifying. Okay, we're gonna move on. I've got this long sleeve shirt that is very thin, and I really only wore it like as an undershirt, but it's starting to get like a lot of holes in it, and I don't know why, but in the past couple of months I have gotten 3 new undershirts that have like a little bit of a turtleneck to them. I might have worn them in a couple of videos. I don't really know. I mainly wear them to work underneath my work t-shirt, and they're the most comfortable things ever, and I no longer need this old ratty one. I've got two sweaters. This one is a turtleneck. It is a bit too warm and also a bit too short in the torso, which is a problem with, ooh, a giant clump of cat hair just fell out of the sweater. That's gross. But it's a common thing in sweaters to be too short on me. I like my sweaters to go like past my hips, and not a lot of them do. And I have worn this several times. I got this in 2023, I think, and I know I wore it for Halloween that year because my friend and I were different Barbies. I was author Barbie, and of course I needed to wear pink, so I got some good use out of it. It is so comfortable, but I just don't reach for it as often as some of my other sweaters. The other one, it's kind of sad to go because I've only had this since I think like October. I just got it a few months ago, but it is, I'm pretty sure it's like wool, and it's so thick and so like warm, it makes me sweat within like 5 seconds of wearing it, but it is really cute. I'm gonna see if any of my friends want any of these clothes, honestly, first, and then donate anything that my friends don't want to claim. But like the other sweater, it is a bit too short. It's also very wide, so I'm really just not comfortable with the way it fits me. I've worn it 2 or 3 times, and that is enough. I only spent $8 on it. I thrift most of my clothing, so it's not like I'm spending $1 million out here on clothing. I'm getting them for nice and cheap, and I don't feel bad about spending that money to only wear things a couple of times. This shirt I'm really sad about. It is just a simple long sleeve shirt and it's striped, but it's slightly too tight on me. I prefer clothes with a looser fit, as you can see. And this one is like the exact dimensions of my torso. And also the neckline doesn't stretch, so it is really annoying to put on. So I have to part with it, even though I will be very sad because it is super cute, super comfy, but the fit just isn't exactly perfect for me, and I just get frustrated every time I wear it, even though I do enjoy it. Ooh, I have a dress next. It is this striped dress with a little rainbow heart on the breast that I got from Hot Topic in 2019, maybe? I was going to the New York City Pride Parade, and I wanted something visibly queer, so I got this at Hot Topic. I had to go to like 3 different Hot Topics because they only had like larges and extra larges, and this is an extra small, and it was still huge on me. But I've worn it a few times since then. This is nice to wear like over a bathing suit if I'm going to the pool or the beach, but I don't go to the pool or the beach hardly ever. Like maybe once a year at the absolute most. I just don't really go swimming. In fact, I don't even think I have a bathing suit that fits me anymore. I probably have to get a new one the next time I want to go swimming. So I don't need this. I actually have more dresses than I thought I did. I opened up the closet and there were many hanging there, and there are probably a few others I could get rid of, but I'm not ready to part with them yet. Then I have a cardigan. Where's the top of it? Oh. How does this go? Oh, there it is. I have this cardigan that I really like. I think it's cute. I like that it's long, but it's got 3/4 sleeves, and they're just the most annoying things ever because I want to pull them down to my wrist, and then I remember that they're not long sleeves, so then I end up like pulling them up, and then they're bunched, and it's just not great. So I will be parting with this. If this was either, I was gonna say if this was short sleeve, I would not like it if it was just regularly short sleeve. But if this was like long sleeve, like if it actually went to my wrist, I would adore this. But because it's 3/4 sleeve, I find myself not wanting to wear it. Then we've got a crop top, which I do have another crop top that I almost got rid of, but not yet. Maybe on my next go around. But this I got sometime in college to wear to the club the very few times I went to the club with friends, and I've worn it to a couple of concerts. I just don't like the way, I'm not even holding it up, I just don't like the way it fits me. This neckline just does not work with like my shoulders and my chest and everything. It always ends up sitting on me so weird. And also, I'm just not into crop tops. I never really was, but I'm definitely less so now. So this can go to someone else. And is this the last item? Yeah, the last item on this unhaul list is this striped button down. I haven't worn this since college, and I graduated college in 2020. So it has been a hot minute since I've worn this. It's really soft. It's really nice material. I think this was a hand-me-down from my sister. I get a lot of clothes as hand-me-downs from my older sister because she does a lot of things where she gets free clothes, and then she also just really likes buying clothes. So every like fall, she goes through her closets and does a huge purge. And when myself and my twin sister go to her house for Thanksgiving, she lets us go through all of these clothes, and that's how I get a lot of stuff. So I think I got this from her years ago, like probably a decade or more, and I did get good use out of it, but I just don't reach for it anymore, and so it can go on. And I don't even know how many items that was. I was not counting, so let's count together. 1, 2, and I will fold these better when I put them into an actual box to take to the thrift store. They just don't need to be folded right this second. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items. Wow, I said I would be happy if I got rid of 5. 12 is great. Okay, so I'm gonna put these to the side until I have a cardboard box to put them in, and then I will take a trip to the thrift store at some point to get rid of these, and also that box on the table that you see there. That is also donations. It's full of like just miscellaneous junk that I had in a tote in the closet for so long that I'm like, I don't need all of this. So yeah, I am very happy with this. Let me get back in my chair at my desk and be comfortable so I can close out this vlog. Okay, so for my first decluttering session of the season, I'm very happy with that. I'm definitely going to go back in a couple of weeks and go through my closets again, both with clothing and like miscellaneous items that have been stored. I definitely have to go through my bathroom closet because that has not been looked through or organized in any way since we moved to this apartment, and that was last May-ish, maybe even April. I don't know. It's been a hot minute since I looked in there. It definitely has like expired hair products and just things that I no longer use and can get rid of, but that will be a problem for me later on. Let me know if you want another vlog like this where I just do like cleaning, organizing, decluttering sort of thing. I find it very motivational to vlog doing this because it's kind of like a layer of accountability. So I had a good time, but let me know if you guys had a good time watching this, and I will do more like this in the future. Not like super often, but like in a few weeks. Maybe I'll do another one if I've got the time. But yeah, it's been a very productive couple of days for me. Let me know if you guys like to do this sort of thing in the spring too. I know like spring cleaning is a thing, but not everyone subscribes to that. Like for example, my older sister tends to do these big purges in the fall. My twin sister is very on top of things, and she's like constantly cycling through things and doesn't do like one big declutter. She's very good at knowing if she wants to keep something or not. I wish I could be like that, but alas, I am not. Anyway, yeah, I had a really good time. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.